Every year, we look forward to the Perseid Meteor Shower, right? It's usually the best celestial show out there. But for 2025, well, there's a pretty big problem. Okay, so the Perseids are legendary, no doubt about it. But in 2025, they're going head-to-head with a really, really bright moon. So yeah, this is the big question we're all asking. With all that moonlight, is it even worth going out to watch? Let's figure it out. All right, so before we really dig into the moon problem, you gotta understand why people get so hyped about the Perseids in the first place. Let's talk about why they've earned this title as, nature's greatest fireworks show. I mean, year in and year out, the Perseids just deliver. They always peak during those warm, mid-August nights, which makes them super comfortable to watch. And we're talking about a good year here, under a dark sky where you could see anywhere from 50 to 100 meteors an hour. And these aren't just tiny little blips either. They're famous for these bright, super fast meteors that leave these long, gorgeous trails. It's a sight so incredible, it's actually been immortalized in music. You know that famous line from John Denver, "I've seen it raining fire in the sky"? Turns out he was inspired by watching the Perseids. And that just perfectly captures that feeling, right? That sense of total awe when the sky just lights up and comes alive. Okay, but here comes the catch for 2025. This amazing show, it has a celestial party crasher, a big one, and it's going to make things tricky. So in a perfect year, you've got this beautiful black moonless sky. It's the perfect canvas. But in 2025, the peak night is going to be dominated by a bright, waning gibbous moon. Think of it like a giant natural floodlight that's just going to wash out everything, except for the absolute brightest meteors. And wow, look at this difference. It's pretty stark, right? That bright moonlight is predicted to take us from a potential 100 meteors an hour all the way down to maybe 10, 15 if we're lucky. That is a huge, huge drop. So what are we up against exactly? An 84% illuminated moon. The best way to think about it is like natural light pollution. It's not quite a full moon, but believe me, it is more than bright enough to just completely overpower all the fainter, more subtle meteors in the show. Okay, so things might sound a little bleak, but don't give up just yet. The moon is a challenge for sure, but it's one you can actually outsmart if you have the right game plan. So this is your ultimate viewing guide. And let's start with this piece of advice from NASA, which is just brilliantly simple. Your eyes, they're naturally going to try and adjust to whatever the brightest thing is in the sky. So if you intentionally look away from the moon, you're actually giving your pupils a chance to open up and catch the much fainter light from the meteors. So here it is, your 4-step battle plan. First, you've got to get away from city lights. The last thing you need is to be fighting 2 light sources. Second, timing is everything. You want to be watching between midnight and dawn, but the real sweet spot is from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's when we hit the densest part of the debris stream. Third, literally block the moon. Use a building, some trees, whatever you can find. And finally, number 4, you have to be patient. Put that phone away and give your eyes a solid 30 minutes to get used to the dark. Seriously, no cheating. Okay, so let's put it all together in a quick game plan. When? We're talking the pre-dawn hours of August 12th and 13th, especially between 2 and 4 a.m. Where? Get to a dark, whirl spot with a big, wide view of the sky. And how? You'll want to face northeast. The meteors all seem to come from the constellation Perseus. That's their radiant. This lets you put the bright moon, which will be in the southern sky, directly at your back. Now, once you've got this strategy down, your whole mission for the night changes. See, the goal in 2025 isn't about counting dozens of faint little streaks. No, it's about hunting for the epic fireballs. Yeah, fireballs. This is what you're looking for. Forget about all the small stuff. You're on the lookout for these cosmic heavy hitters. They are absolutely the key to making the 2025 shower an unforgettable experience. So what is a fireball? It's not just another shooting star. It's like a shooting star on steroids. They're caused by slightly bigger pieces of comet debris hitting the atmosphere, And they burn so incredibly bright that even that 84% moon doesn't stand a chance of hiding them. So how will you know if you've seen one? Oh, trust me, you'll know. It'll be unmistakable. We're talking brighter than any star, brighter even than the planet Venus. Some are so bright they can actually cast shadows on the ground for a second. And you'll want to look for those long glowing trails, maybe even some amazing colors, yellows, oranges, greens, and some even leave this kind of smoky trail that just hangs in the air for a few seconds. It's wild. Okay, so you know how to watch the show, but let's get into the cosmic story behind it all. When you see one of these fireballs streak across the sky, what are you actually looking at? Well, it all comes back to this giant cosmic snowball called Comet Swift-Tuttle. This thing is huge, about 16 miles wide, and it takes 133 years to go around the sun. And every time it swings by, it leaves behind this trail of dust and debris, kind of like a messy houseguest. The Perseids? That's just us, here on Earth, plowing right through that debris field every single August. The comet itself last zipped past Earth way back in 1992, and it's not coming back until the year 2125. So think about that. When you're watching the Perseids in 2025, you are literally seeing the ghost of a cosmic visitor that most of us will probably never see again in our lifetimes. So why does any of this matter? And that's a fair question, right? I mean, beyond just being a pretty light show, what's the real point of all this? Especially in a tough year like this one. Well, for one, every single one of those streaks is a real physical piece of a comet from deep space, burning up at something like 37 miles per second. That's incredible. And by setting the really bright ones, the fireballs, scientists can actually map that debris field better and help keep our satellites safe. But honestly, more than that, it's a direct connection to our living, breathing solar system. It's just a great reminder to put the phone down, look up, and just appreciate our place in the universe. So back to our big question. Are the 2025 Perseids worth it? Yes, absolutely yes. You just have to think of it differently. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. It's like a special edition fireball hunt. It's a real test of your skywatching skills, but the payoff could be huge. And hey, it's great practice because it just gets us ready for 2026 when we're going to have a new moon and perfectly dark skies. Just imagine how amazing that show is going to be.